In 1973, the total estimated number of wolves in the Upper Peninsula was between 6 and 10. Today, it's in the hundreds. Let's talk about the reintroduction of wolves into the Upper Peninsula from the William Robinson papers from the stats. Dr. William Robinson was an Ironwood native and worked here at Northern Michigan University for over 30 years. Most of our boxes here in the collection, which we have 18 of them, are about his work with different animals, a lot of which are birds, but there are some non-bird animals, and his activism he did in the Marquette area. He did a lot regarding the shoreline, Little Presque Isle, and a bunch of different environmental issues. However, I think the most interesting box in the collection is this one right here. He did quite a lot of work with the native wolf population, and therefore we have a lot of documents and a lot of really cool pictures and information about his work to restore the native wolf population here in the Upper Peninsula. So today we're going to take a look at that. In the late 60s, several species of wolf were deemed endangered, and the Michigan Department of Natural Resources contacted some researchers to look into why exactly Michigan specifically had so few wolves and what they could do to perhaps aid in reinvigorating the wolf population here in the Upper Peninsula. Dr. William Robinson was one of those that was contacted. A lot of these documents here are different research proposals, different past histories, and some individual looks into what exactly could have been causing the decrease in the wolf population here in the Upper Peninsula. But the most interesting one is this one right here. An experimental translocation of the eastern timber wolf. As you see here, William Robinson. This is the document that describes exactly the first steps they took when they officially decided that they were going to start trying to rebuild the wolf population here in the Upper Peninsula, and it is a very interesting read. It was determined that 4 wolves would be trapped and transported from Minnesota into northern Marquette County. Through a combination of steel traps and snares, 2 males and 2 females believed to be a part of the same pack were captured and sedated for transport. They were loaded up into a plane and flown into Michigan, where they were each given a radio collar and some vaccinations. 3 wolves, deemed numbers 11, 12, and 13, stuck together throughout the duration of their observation. A 4th wolf, number 10, immediately separated from the group, and it's unclear if she attempted to regain contact. They traveled a lot, between 3.5 to 5.5 miles a day, and they eventually settled in the Iron County area. The reintroduction experiment came to an end when all 4 wolves were eventually killed by local humans. It was determined that the public's negative attitude towards wolves and the closeness of human and wolf population were the 2 biggest issues facing them in terms of rebuilding the population. It was concluded that wolves can be relocated and that the Upper Peninsula does contain enough food to support a new population. Today, there's over 600 known wolves living in the Upper Peninsula, thanks to the continuation of this same wolf restoration program over the past 40 years. What's really cool about the William Robinson papers is that you get to see the very beginning of this restoration project, knowing that this research came to actually restoring the wolf population, just using the base stone that these documents kind of set out, the plans that they established here with the help of William Robinson. And I think it's just a really neat find.